Hey everyone, it's Inigo here and welcome to my channel. Maybe even at this point, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making a video about literal Finnish translations into the English language. I would say Finnish people are quite practical. A lot of their stuff that they do makes sense. A lot of Finnish design, again, is like really practical and simple and smart. And I think that even also translates into the Finnish language, where some of the translations are very literal and I guess in some ways practical and like stereotypically kind of Finnish. I'll start off also by saying, I know I shouldn't have to say, but I'm not trying to make fun of the Finnish language. There are some unusual things in the English language too, which you could definitely make fun of, or in like lots of different languages. But I'm just kind of trying to show like the literal translations, especially when you put them into English, are kind of funny. I have mostly written down words that are compound words, which for anyone that doesn't know, essentially just means like two or more words put together, which kind of changes the meaning and creates new meanings. I'm going to, if you're Finnish, I guess you're kind of just going to have to pretend that you don't know Finnish and wait for the answers as I go through all of these. But essentially what I'm going to do is say the whole word in Finnish, then say what the parts of that whole word mean. So if it's like two words put together, I'll say what the individual words mean, then give you a chance maybe, if you don't know what the word means, to figure it out from the two words, individual words. And then I'll give the answer of what the direct translation is. So for people that are like kind of new to the Finnish language, this is probably like a bit funner for you. If you're Finnish, just like maybe pretend that you don't know Finnish. Okay, so the first one is not a compound word, the rest are. First one is yrittäjä. And I would say the direct translation for yrittäjä would be like a trier. So I guess like you can try and figure out what that might mean if you don't know what that word means already. Yrittäjä would be like a trier, and the direct translation is an entrepreneur. Of course, the direct translation is entrepreneur. The rest are all compound words, and I think these are a bit funnier, but I wanted to start off. Yrittäjä was like the starter, or like a palate cleanser, and then the rest is like the main course. So the next word is linja-auto, and the two words linja and auto translate to line car or line vehicle. Line car, line vehicle. For those that don't know what it means, try and have a guess. The literal translation is a bus. So line car, linja-auto, translates to bus in Finnish. Kind of makes sense, to be honest. I don't know where the word bus comes from in the English language anyway. Line car or line vehicle, kind of makes more sense. The next one is kind of funny. I learnt this in school. So you've got partavesi, which translates directly to parta is beard and vesi is water. Beard water. It could be kind of gross, to be honest. But beard water, the direct translation of beard water is aftershave. So I guess even in English, it's like a compound word. You've got after and shave. In Finnish, partavesi, beard water, aftershave. So like what you're supposed to put on after you shave. I don't even know, no one ever even taught me like how to use aftershave properly. They just give it to you like when you're old enough, and they're like, here, look, you're a man now, like figure it out, good luck. I don't even know. I just would like put it on, but I don't know how like officially you're supposed to use it. But anyway, partavesi, beard water, aftershave. The next one is mehuja. Mehu is juice and ya is ice. So juice ice is the direct translation of this word, juice ice. Can you figure out what juice ice is? Juice ice, the direct translation is an ice lolly. So actually like that's, or like a, I don't know, like a popsicle maybe you might call it in like American. Juice ice is an ice lolly or a popsicle. So actually like mehuja is like super literal translation, and that one I like that translation a lot. The next one, we've got ya again. So jääkaappi. And that translates to an ice cupboard. An ice cupboard, can you figure out what it means? Ice cupboard, it means a fridge. I wrote down freezer here for some reason, but I know it's a fridge. I think I'm confused by the ice when I was writing it down, but yeah, it's a fridge. Jääkaappi, ice cupboard is a fridge or refrigerator. The next one I've got is lohikäärme. Lohi is salmon, käärme is snake. So salmon snake. This one's not super easy to figure out, at least for me. Salmon snake is the literal translation, and of course, salmon snake translates to dragon. So salmon snake or lohikäärme, of course, translates to dragon. It must. The next one we've got is tietokone. So tieto is information and kone is machine. This one is like pretty simple, hopefully quite easy. An information machine. The literal translation of information machine is computer. So tietokone is computer. The next one I've got is joulupukki, which joulu, I think it comes from like Yule time, but can also mean like Christmas. So Yule time or Christmas, and pukki translates directly to goat. So you've got like a Yule time goat or a Christmas goat, which obviously would make it Santa Claus. So Yule time or Christmas goat, of course, why wouldn't it be? It's Santa Claus or Father Christmas. I think is more of like an English saying, Father Christmas. Joulupukki translates to Santa Claus, or translates even to Christmas goat, which of course translates to Santa Claus. The reason for this, I'm like looking into it at the moment, but the idea of like Santa Claus in the past, or not, they didn't even have Santa Claus in the past in Finland. They had like a different idea of not even Father Christmas, but like the way they celebrated Christmas was very different, and the pukki, like the Christmas goat, let's say, was kind of more of like almost like more of like an evil, not evil, but more strict. Whereas Santa Claus is a bit more fun, gives you gifts. I think even the Christmas goat like takes things from you. So yeah, very different. So we're about halfway through. The next one, so the next three are all like about houses. These are kind of funny. So you've got omakotitalo, which translates directly to own. Oma is own, koti is home, and talo is house. So omakotitalo, own home house. If you don't know what it is, have a guess. Own home house translates to a detached house. So I don't know if there's a different way of saying it like in American, but basically a house that isn't attached to any other houses, just like on your own plot of land. Detached house, omakotitalo, own home house, detached house. That's quite a good one actually. The next one we've got rivitalo. Rivitalo is a row house. Rivi is row, talo is house, row house. Hopefully you can figure out what this one means if you don't know what it means already. But rivitalo or row house translates directly to a terraced house. Again, I don't know if there's like a direct translation in America that's different to terraced house, but essentially it's like a row of houses all together in a line. I don't even really know where terraced house, like the idea of terrace house or like the origin of terrace house comes from in English. Because when I think of terrace, I think of like a terrace for like a restaurant or something outside. So I don't really know. Maybe my English even needs some practice too. But hey, okay. And then the next one with houses is kerrostalo. Kerrostalo, which is a floor house. Kerros is floor. Talo, as I've said before, is house. Kerrostalo is a floor house. Try and have a guess what this is if you don't know what it is already. If you're Finnish, just play along, pretend you don't know what this means. It'll be more fun. Kerrostalo, floor house, translates literally to like an apartment block or like apartment building, a block of flats. I don't even know like what the best word is to use in English. But a kerrostalo is a floor house, so like a house with lots of floors. And that translates to an apartment block, a block of flats, apartment building. You understand what I mean, I'm sure. The next one is valkosipuli, which translates directly to white onion. So white onion. Have a guess what that means. For me, as like an English speaker, I would never have considered this a white onion, but valkosipuli, white onion, translates directly to garlic. So in Finnish, garlic is a white onion, essentially. Whereas in the English language, like garlic and onion are like separate things, but maybe they're like part of the same, I don't know, family of vegetable or food or plants or whatever. Maybe they are actually related, but in the English language, at least for me, like those are separate things. The next one, also a food. We've got viiniryyppale, which translates directly to vine, cluster. Viini is vine, ryyppale is cluster. Again, if you're Finnish, let's pretend you don't know what this means already. Vine cluster, have a guess what it means. Vine cluster translates directly to a grape. So obviously if you had grapes, it's viiniryyppaleita, and that kind of makes a bit more sense. Then you can say grapes, and like a cluster of grapes or vine clusters kind of thing equals grapes. So vine cluster is a grape. Viiniryyppale is a grape. The last two are like completely stupid in my opinion, but we're going to go with it. I'm not going to question the meaning or whatever. But the next one, we've got totta kai, which the direct translation of these two words, totta is true, and kai is like supposedly or I guess, totta kai. So true, I guess, or true supposedly. Have a guess what this means if you don't know what it means already. Totta kai, true supposedly or true I guess. Of course, true I guess translates to absolutely. So totta kai, true supposedly or true I guess, translates, of course, it translates to absolutely. That one's like just really weird. I always use tietysti because totta kai just doesn't work in my English brain. But totta kai translates to true, I guess, or true supposedly. Of course, that translates to absolutely. And then the last one, if that one's not bad enough, you're a ghoul translates to yes, no, yes. So your is yes, a is no, and ghoul or ghoulla is yes. So yes, no, yes. What does that translate to if you don't know what it means? If you're Finnish, again, let's pretend you don't know what it means. You're a ghoul, yes, no, yes. And of course it translates to absolutely no. You're a ghoul is absolutely no. So yeah, that one is like very confusing, and even the literal translation is not very practical, not very Finnish, doesn't really make sense. It's an exception, I guess, to the rule, but yes, no, yes translates, of course it translates to absolutely no. So that's all of the words I have today. I might do like, if I can figure out enough of these again, I might do like a second version of these literal translations. Hopefully it was kind of fun for people that don't know what all of these mean, but I think this is like a kind of like a typical thing in the Finnish language. Like they like to just put words together a lot, and you can put like 2 words together, 3 words together, and just create like one new word. Like of course the same thing happens in English as well, but I guess because I'm learning Finnish, like I'm like paying attention to these things a bit more. So probably if you're Finnish, you'll like use these words and not even think that they're like 2 words. But yeah, anyway, hopefully that was fun. If you have some other direct translations that you think are quite funny or fun, put them in the comments too. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.